Hey guys, I'm Jo the Nub, and today I will be giving you all of the secrets to getting a 3-star on any base in war. Yeah, really? No. Really, there are many different designs and situations that it's way too complex to really get through in just one video. So I will be starting the series and giving you little kind of like tricks and little guides to get through these certain situations. And so in this video, I'm going to be going over a stubborn queen in the core. And by that, I mean when you're attacking with a kind of like a shattered lava loon type raid, and you're not able to really get the queen with your hero start, or not able to do it very efficiently. And so you'll be able to take care of her with your lava loon deployment. So I will be showing a couple ways to get over through that, but there is one way that I know of that I won't be able to show you, but I will put a link in the description to a video that does show a raid like that. So let's get started then, shall we? So this is the first base that I attacked this war, and so first of all, I do know that you are able to get the queen with your hero start pretty easily. If you're coming from the lower left side, you can get your queen to shoot over the wall to kill that queen. But I was kind of feeling lazy this war, and I really wanted to try something a little different, so I decided to take her out with my loon deployment. So first off, I'm just gonna watch where she walks around, see if she goes in between any two defenses. And so you see right there, she goes in between the Inferno Tower and Expo. So that's where I'm gonna want to freeze her. So I'm gonna want to get some pathing down to where I can get balloons to go in from that Inferno Tower to that Expo. So I need to take out the lower left and the upper right. That way I could get a clear path. So how I'm going to do this is I am going to take the queen and drop her on the lower left side, and I'm going to drop my king on the upper right side. Each of them are going to take out those air defenses. And so I drop a couple of giants in there to help my queen take out a couple more defenses, and I drop my king, or I drop some wall breakers to help my king get into the compartment a little easier. So I hit both of their abilities, and then once the hound comes out of the clan castle, I start dropping my balloon deployment. And also for this kind of attack, it's really mainly for when there's a hound in the clan castle, because if it's not a hound, then you'll probably be able to get the queen pretty easily anyways, and it's just better for a more air-based army. So as you see, once the queen went over that expo, I froze her. Then I froze the other Inferno, Rage, and then I had 3 freezes, so I was able to freeze the queen in there twice to keep her down there for a little bit longer. And just drop all my spells, get them in there quickly, and the base is already pretty much down. So there's only a couple of defenses left. I have 2 hounds still alive, and pretty much it's just clean up from here. So now that all the defenses are down, I just drop a couple of my remaining balloons to take out some of these outside buildings. So really, in these types of raids, you want to kind of find where the queen is going to walk around, so you can find a little space in between the defenses, and then you just have to work on your loon pathing just to get them to go over that little space. That way you could freeze the queen and get the balloon splash to kill her pretty easily. So that's going to wrap up the first raid, and now we're going to move on to our second raid, which is going to be done by our great and powerful leader, Will Nub, Mr. Wonka, whatever you want to call him. So he's going to use a pretty similar strategy for taking out the queen. It's going to be almost the exact same. There's only going to be a very slight difference, but it won't really be too big of a deal. So he's going to be starting off with a queen walk to go around the base, to take out some of these defenses. And William, he's a pretty freaking good attacker. He gets almost every war, he gets at least one really nice attack on a really tough base. And I don't know how he does it. Like, ever since I unlocked haste, I've been doing good. Like, I've gotten 3 straight 6-star wars just because of unlocking haste, using like 21 total hastes in those last 3 wars all combined. But William is able to easily get just awesome 3 stars without using any of those because he's still living in the dinosaur age using those old-fashioned rage spells. And I really don't understand how he does it so well. I'm just way too used to using haste at this time, and I just don't understand how he's able to get so much done with just his freaking rage spells. So, after that ranting, you could see that his queen was able to walk around the entire left side of this base, take out everything there, and he had 4 healers keeping her alive very easily. And so once she gets up high to take out that air defense, he starts out with his balloon deployment. It's a pretty spammy deployment, but it's fine since most of the base is already out. So now after he drops his rages, he's going to wait for his queen to jump back so he could freeze her just in between that Expo and Tesla. And so, oh, storage almost full. So the balloon splash is not quite enough to kill her. She just has a little sliver of health, but the pups are going to be able to finish her off. So he still has his queen alive and just walked around the rest of the base. Everything is out. And if you guys haven't noticed, this guy did have a center spawn trap. So there was this little hole where he deployed the king into the middle of the base just so he could take out all these buildings in the middle. So now everything just quickly got destroyed at the end, and there's the second 3-star. So now moving on to the final attack of this episode, and this one will also be done by me on a base that is almost the exact same as what Mr. Wonka attacked. But, I like to attack kind of differently, kind of have a little bit of fun. And so, also, of course, since I used haste, my attack is going to be a little different. So, I'm going to attack mostly the same because I got like some ideas from Will on how to attack this base. So, I'm going to do a little bit like he did, but then I'm going to do some of my own. So, I'm just going to speed up this queen walk a little bit so you guys don't have to sit through most of that again. So, now it's coming up to a point. So, there we go. So pretty soon the queen is gonna make it near to the top of this base. And if you guys haven't noticed, this guy also has a center spawn trap. There's a little hole, a 3x3 hole in that middle of the base to where I could deploy some troops. And so this guy has a Tesla in there, and it's right next to his sweeper, Inferno, and the queen. So I don't know what this guy was thinking, but I'm really going to make him pay for that. So I drop a Rage and a Freeze, and drop 3 balloons, take out the Queen, Sweeper, and Tesla. 3 more, take out the Inferno. And once that's down, I go down to the bottom and start with my balloon deployment. And the deployment is really similar to Will's, just less spammy and using hastes. And so I drop my spells, and I look up top, and my Queen is shooting at the Hound. And I kind of wanted her to take out the air defense before she goes for the Hound, but it's fine, I guess. So I have a couple of minions just for cleanup that I dropped down there. Put a haste in the core, and I drop down a couple of balloons, take out that Expo, take out the Tesla. And really, that little center spawn hole is really a bad idea. It's a good trap for like lower level, less experienced attackers, but really I kind of abused it. I dropped a total of like 11 balloons or something just in that one hole, and I was able to easily destroy this base. So now I got both heroes alive. Time was running down, but I had a ton of troops just everywhere, so I was able to wrap up the 3-star. So that's pretty much all for this episode, and I will put a link in the description of a video that does show another raid that takes care of the queen a little differently. But that's all from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it helps, and I will see you all next time.
Bye!
And that was my fatty little brother. Just kidding.